some camera lens protectors. I love putting these on. Some people think that they diminish or degrade the camera quality. Folks, I've always used these. You just need to make sure your camera lens is clean and you're good to go. So we're going to put those on in this video. We also have a nice, oh man, cover display glass. Really wanting to do this because the phone is completely exposed right now. And we're going to go ahead and line that up as well. Lens protectors. I love putting these on. Some people think that they diminish or degrade the camera quality. Folks, I've always used these. You just need to make sure your camera lens is clean and you're good to go. So we're going to put those on in this video. We also have a nice, oh man, cover display glass. Really wanting to do this because the phone is completely exposed right now. And we're going to go ahead and line that up as well. Then we've got a couple of cases we're going to. All right, guys, so as you can see here, I started this video off with a speaker test and then also photos. The cameras, you get to see which one, you get to choose which one you think is the best from the V5 to the Fold 7, whichever you think is the one that's going to work best for you. You can go ahead and choose that and you can battle it out in the comments, whatever you want to do. I just wanted to post the content for you so you can see just how these line up as far as cameras and speaker test. So, and hopefully that speaker test was good. I pointed my high power mic towards the phone so you could try to pick it up as best as possible. But nonetheless, it's hard to do it over video. So if you ever get a chance to see both of these in person, you'll be able to decide which one you think is louder, clearer, better, or whatever you determine is good. Now let's go to design and hardware. So we'll start with the V5 here. The V5 is... after I posted that initial video, so many people were in the comment section talking about, you know, they got caught up for misleading the specs on their phone. Folks, I don't know nothing about that. And I only know because you guys keep informing me of it. So I get it. It's not 4.1, it's 4.2, it's whatever, it's thicker, it's thinner. It doesn't matter. Both of these phones are super thin. They really are. They're very thin. So I wanted to talk about that hardware and design. Now, when I look at both of these phones right here, I do not like the design of this one, this camera back on the V5 versus the Samsung. It's just personal preference. I like it on my OnePlus, ironically enough, but it's not as big on the OnePlus. I like this design right here. When you look at it next to the V5, it's like, whoa, you know, it just looks ginormous. And it really protrudes a lot, it sticks out a lot. So again, personal preference. You decide what you think is great, what you think is a good looking phone. Now, where I give a little bit of nod to the V5 is these rounded corners on all sides pretty much. Samsung has that sharp, that really sharp in your palm of your hand feel. And this one, even though the hinge is over here, is still rounded enough. Now, that doesn't mean that this phone feels horrible in the hand. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is I give the head nod to the V5 for the rounded corners and still having it thin. And then what also that does for this phone is it makes it appear that it's actually a lot thinner, when in reality, it just has sloping corners. So if you can kind of see right there, look at these corners right here. Samsung is completely flat and this phone slopes off. So that's just kind of a way that you can kind of tell they did a good job designing this phone. So as far as the inner displays go, I definitely give the head nod to the Samsung. Because it has a nice display on here. And I know the peak brightness on the V5 is 5,000 nits on each one. But I got to tell you, folks, the Samsung is something about the way they do their displays. It really is nice. And there is no getting around it. This is a beautiful display in person. Also, it's a little bit bigger. And then some people might prefer the squared off look of the Samsung versus the rounded corners. And I actually prefer the rounded corners on phones. I've always said this. It's just that this one's a little bit bigger. And even though this one's a little bit brighter, this one just seems so good. It seems so clear. I don't know what it is. It's just really nice. So it's not like it's killing it or anything like that. It's just a little bit better. Now they both have that punch hole display camera on the inner displays. So it's no big deal there. You just get a little bit bigger display over here and you get the rounded corners over here. But ultimately these both are phenomenal displays. So hardware and design, I give the head nod to Samsung for this one because I just don't like this ginormous camera bump on the back. But no rock. Now, this isn't something that I care about, but so many people keep posting messages about, are you gonna put it on the table so it can rock? Who has their phone on the table like that today? I don't know. This phone is perfectly stable. It doesn't rock around or anything. Okay, so that design element of it, it's better than Samsung. But the fact of the matter is, I still prefer this phone's design and hardware just a little bit more, because what this company did was made it seem like their design was thinner by sloping on the corners and all around the device. And it's a smart little trick. It's a good way to try to get people to feel like your device is thinner and things like that. And it is thin. Like, let's be clear. Like, I mean, this is a thin phone, and that thinness is still sleek and sexy. I just prefer the Samsung's hardware and design over this. That's all it is. Nothing wrong with this Honor. I just like the Samsung's a little bit better. Now, one thing I do like better on the Honor is the battery. Now, the battery on this Honor, you'll know that it's bigger if you're a fan of this. It should be better, folks. It should be better. This should have the better battery. It's got 1,400 milliamps more. So using these side by side, this one definitely can last about a day and a half longer. It's crazy. I mean, how they did it, man, it's just nuts. Now, this phone also does not fold all the way flat. It just doesn't fold all the way flat. That's just what it is. Let me get a phone that actually does fold all the way flat. Hold on. Because this phone right here, it folds flat. It's just as thin even with the bumper on. This phone is ahead of its time. If only Microsoft would have stayed in the game, man. If only they would have stayed in the game. That is how you do it. But nonetheless, they got out of the game. But that phone folds flat. But nonetheless, this battery is crazy. If you're wanting good battery, and this battery definitely trumps for me, the battery on this one is better than the V3. I know a lot of you guys have watched my V3 video, and the battery is great on that phone, but this one is definitely better. Now, I'm on Wi-Fi now, but I just turned it back on because I've been using 5G for T-Mobile this entire time on this phone. I haven't used anything but 5G, and I'm on about day 3, something like that, and I still got 74% left, and I had to charge the Samsung. So and again, it depends on what you're doing. Right now, I'm just doing phone calls, video, some photos. I'm doing a lot of social media on this, like watching content, because I want to use it. That's the way I typically use foldables. And the phones, somebody asked how I'm using these phones. They're typically used like this all the time. I hardly ever close it because I like this big form factor right here. Yeah. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stay here for a second. So yeah, the Honor Magic V5 kills in battery. It beats the Samsung all day in battery. But here's where, to me, it can't touch Samsung, and that is the software. The software on here is just crazy, man. I mean, and AI Select is kind of tucked away. This is something that Samsung didn't talk about, but AI Select lets you obviously, you read what it does. AI Select. You can select things and AI can tell you about it or go to it or whatever. That's what it is. Yeah. So, and you see here, they got the drawing assist. This is just a wonderful piece of software. And when you compare it to, now, again, this operating system is good. It's nice. It's very speedy. It's quick. Maybe I'm just used to Samsung software. But it feels clunky with all the bloatware on it. And I've removed most of the bloatware. I just got tired of doing it, folks. I got tired of logging in or turning the phone on and removing something. There's so much of it on here. Still a lot on here too. But if you're using this phone overseas where it's technically supposed to be used, you don't have to worry about software or anything like that. You'll probably use, shout out to that subscriber or the person that stopped by and said, everything you're uninstalling, I actually use. And that's how it should be. You know what I mean? So hardware wise, function, the design, I give it to Samsung, but the software is definitely Samsung, and battery life is definitely the Honor Magic V5, man. Performance, it's a mixed bag. It's really nothing that's different on these. They're both performing at the same level. It's just a matter of, do I like which software I like better? And I prefer Samsung software. Now, this phone right here has a 6.5 inch display on the Samsung and a 6.43 inch display on the Honor. So they're both good, folks. In person, I mean, it's just that Samsung is squared off, and it is a little bigger. But in person, it's going to be very difficult to really just say, oh, this one's just so much better, because this one does have the higher brightness on there. So it's just going to come down to which form factor you like better. And if you want that little bit of extra screen real estate that you get on the Samsung, it really does help, though. The boxy design definitely helps. And, you know, I used to always talk about, where's it at? I always talk about this phone right here, my S25 Ultra. I love this phone. You ever have a phone that you pick up and, you know, you use it for a little bit and you put it down for a week or two and then you pick it up again? You're like, man, I like that phone. Yeah, this thing's crazy. But, you know, again, here's another look at just how far we've come with hardware. Look at how thin this foldable phone is. That's nuts. And then I've already showed it to you next to the Fold 7. I mean, this is just incredible work. Samsung has a winner on their hands. If you don't like foldables, you'll love this phone right here. You really will. And so if you just want a little bit of extra real estate, the Fold is definitely going to be worth it to you. I mean, now one thing I don't typically do when I'm doing comparisons like this, I don't talk about support. Some people think when you import a phone, you get no support. That's just not true. What you have to do is go through the original purchaser. So and they'll file your claim for you. I'm telling you from experience, I've done this already. I had a claim for something that I bought, and you know what? I bought it through eBay. And I don't even trust eBay. I don't shop on eBay anymore, but I bought it through eBay. And I reached out to the seller. He was like, you got a 2-year warranty. I'll file a claim for you. I have a drop ship right to your house. Boom. That's what happened. So I get it, though. I get it when people say, I'm not buying that phone because I can't. Samsung could fix my phone faster. You're absolutely right. If you're in the United States, you need to be shopping in your market. But if you're that person who wants something different, you like all tech and you just don't want to settle for what you're being forced to buy in the US, importing phones is your friend. Because you can get, now this is the upper class right here. These are the phones that are well over like $1,500 to $3,000. That's this class. You don't have to shop in this class. When you get to the lower priced phones, most of those have the specs of the higher price phones in the US, the higher tier. So example like Oppo you can find an Oppo that's $599 that's got a Snapdragon 8 Elite. It's crazy what you can find if you're not shopping in this bracket. But I gotta respect it. I know you guys say, hey, you know, because there's people out there that actually do buy these that live in the U.S. and because they know they can work. T-Mobile's like the main company, which is why I had that T-Mobile SIM in here. T-Mobile's the main company that's good. They just let anybody on the network. You know what I'm saying? Like AT&T doesn't. They lock the phones out. They ban the IMEIs. Verizon is very tough to get people to work on it. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, there's plenty of prepaid carriers out there, and they will let you use any phone you want on the network. So I do understand your thoughts on the network. I don't suggest you buy any imports if you don't want to deal, if you think you're going to break it, stuff like that. If you're just not careful with your phones, you can't blame the fact that you can use that argument if you want to. But if you're an accident prone person, you need to be in cases. If you lose phones a lot, don't buy expensive phones. Buy more affordable versions of phones. And then it shouldn't hurt you too much if you lose it. You know what I'm saying? But I get the support thing. I'm not ignoring that. These phones can be a challenge to get your warranty item, but it can be done, folks, from experience. So I started the video off with some of the things that I know you guys would want to see, which is photos. Then I did the speaker test, and I did the video. I showed you the screens or whatever. It's up to you to determine which one of these you think is the right fit for you. I personally I favor the Samsung. It's not because Samsung gave me this on loan, because if you've been here long enough, I buy whatever, son. I already told you when I send this phone back, I'm gonna get the mint one, and I've already purchased the other one, so I don't have to explain myself to the passerbys that don't really know this channel. But what I can say is this phone to me is just a better option for me. I like this phone, but I don't like all the bloatware that comes on import sometimes. And then, I had to go in and physically add Google Play services. That's not really a big deal. But the point is, I'm in the US, I can just buy an unlocked phone and get it in. Now, the difference is I will import phones and I will use imported phones because I don't think about support. If I'm team caseless. Even in the US, I show you case reviews and stuff like that, but most of the time I'm walking around with no case. Literally no case on my phones. So I'm team caseless. I like to feel the device, and that's just me. But overall, I give the head nod to Samsung. I think the cameras on the Honor are sick. But as a complete package, I kind of give it to Samsung on this one. They came with the Fire this year. And this might be an unstoppable one in the US, but you know what? The Pixel 10 Pro Fold, or whatever it's going to be called, Google tweeted it out. They sent some stuff out saying, hey, look, we made the camera slimmer, we made the phone slimmer, and we got a bigger battery. So let's see if they can hold that up. Because I was not impressed with the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold, or whatever it's called. I was not impressed with that phone at all. The video camera still, to me, weren't up to par with some of the other phones in this league. And I just think, the OnePlus Open blew it away. That's just me. But it's your man, Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Honor Magic V5 versus the Samsung Galaxy Fold 7. The 7 takes it. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.